Mandalorian.
Yes.
We watched
Episode
it.
4, 3, 4, 3, 4.
4, I think. Maybe?
Yeah.
Because 3 was the Amnesty Program episode.
Yeah. Oh my God. So with that one, I read online that they're saying that maybe that's the guy that engineers Snoke from like The Force Awakens.
Oh?
Because he's like supposed to be a genetically modified dude.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy's working on, is genetic modifications. So they're thinking that maybe his something to do with Snoke. But I was like, I don't care about that. So whatever. So unless Snoke becomes like, but yeah, maybe they're going to do more with Snoke in The Mandalorian to make him actually like, oh wow, Snoke was something. Because in the movies, it's just like, who's this decrepit old fuck?
Yeah,
and then
right?
just Kylo kills him. It's like, that, what?
Yeah, right?
So maybe he'll be interesting after that. But yeah, Mandalorian episode 4.
Oh, I'll say...
The Foundling?
Yeah, The Foundling. I'll say first that I bought... I don't know if I already own it, but it was only $5 on Steam. Force Awakens? Not Force Awakens.
Fallen Order?
Yeah, Fallen Order.
It's on Game Pass.
Ah, well.
Because you get EA access with Game Pass.
Okay.
But that's okay. $5
yeah, I mean, it was
is
only
a
$5,
good,
so I was
it's a good price.
I'll buy it.
It's a good price.
Just in case I don't have it. It's right here.
It's a good price.
Yeah.
It's a good game. I liked it a lot. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. I definitely want to give it a go-see.
Yeah.
The
like,
Foundling.
The Foundling, yeah.
This was a whole lot of kind of nothing.
So, typical Mandalorian fashion, this show, man.
This was more of a nothing episode, more of a story building, backstory building episode than anything, really.
The writing really drives me crazy in this show.
I wasn't overly a fan of this episode.
It's better than last episode.
I liked the last episode better.
So weird.
I really like that in this episode's Bo-Katan is really, really exploring her roots more and is like getting back into that kind of cult of the Mandalorian.
You can see she's trying to get back to be queen of Mandalore.
Yeah,
because she's like, what
she's
if I
really
told you I saw
it.
the Mythosaur? That name though, dude, that gives me big time shades of like unobtainium in Avatar.
Right?
Oh, this is a mythical beast called the Mythosaur. Okay, cool. But it starts off like the Mandalorian is like making Grogu into a Mandalorian. It's like he's got to do some training, you know? He's got to follow the way. So he's going to have a dart battle with the kid, and the kid's just like, he's too small, I'll kick the shit out of him. And they have their dart battle, and then Grogu wins, of course. Does a Yoda flip, which looked kind of funny to me.
I mean, they're doing it with puppets, so
yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure nothing Grogu does is CG.
Basically.
Yeah.
It was laughable, though.
Yeah, it was a little bit funny, but you flipping puppets around, it tends to look weird.
So then the kid's like, oh shucks, I got beat, and he goes to mope by the river or whatever, and a dinosaur flies in and bites him and carries him away or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the second time right by this fucking water they're getting attacked by creatures.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are they doing? So they're like, let's go chase them, and they chase them in their little jetpacks, and they sputter out. They can't catch up to him, and Bo-Katan is like all, in her spaceship. So she goes to, pick up the trail of the baddie. And as they're flying, one of the guys says like something to the effect of like, we can't go up there or whatever,
Blasting,
because he'll eat the Mandalorian kid or whatever. Like, this is what's happened before. And I'm like, before? This isn't the first time this has happened?
Yeah, right.
What are you guys doing? Oh my god. So he went and ate a little baby Mandalorian.
Yeah.
They went to rescue him. It ate him. That's okay.
We'll stay here.
We'll stay here and we'll just let him stay. He can live. It's fine. I'm just like, these guys, they're making these guys look like fucking buffoons.
Yeah.
Though I did enjoy when they were making Grogu his armor. There's a little chest piece, whatever, cod piece. And he has a flashback. Like, he's an infant. I don't know how he remembers anything, but he does.
Oh, he's an infant, but he's 100 years old.
Yeah, but like, infants don't retain their infantile memories.
Infant humans?
Okay, well, that's my only frame of reference.
I know.
But he has a flashback of like Order 88 or whatever?
Yeah, Order 88.
No, it can't be called 88. Order 44? It can't be 88, dude. It cannot be 88. It's got Order 44 or something like that.
Order 76?
Yeah, that might. It's not. It's
Protocol
not
76?
It's not 88. It's not 88. If it's 88, they fucked up.
Oh, it's Order 76.
76.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're like, get the child. They already knew that he was going to be the best Jedi of all time. I don't know. And then he gets rescued by, I can't remember his name in the game, in the game, the show.
Oh yeah, I have no idea what his name would have
But do you know who that was?
Well, I mean, I recognize the actor.
As
I don't know.
Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the guy that played Jar Jar.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So they got him back to play this guy.
Oh, that's cool.
He was in a scene of one of the prequels, like he's walking in the background as a crowd as a Jedi, but the rumor is like he was just like stand-in for Mace Windu.
Oh.
Or something like that. But yeah, it's Ahmed Best, I think his name is.
Yeah, Ahmed Best.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. I like that because he got a lot of shit for Jar Jar.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he didn't write that terrible role. He just got a job to do it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that was cool. He's not a particularly good actor, though. His lines were just a little bit like, oh, yeah, okay. It was cool, though, that he's sort of like, part of Star Wars after all the shit that he had to deal with Jar Jar,
Redemption arc.
But it's like, can they rescue what's his name that played Anakin? No.
The kid?
The kid.
I don't think so.
He's on too many drugs.
Yeah, he hasn't been in anything.
Yeah, but they couldn't even give him a part because he's probably got face tattoos and shit now. But it was cool that so that was the thing too, is like, is Jar Jar gonna be in The Mandalorian? Because like he left in a Naboo fighter or a new Naboo ship.
Yeah, right.
With Grogu. Like, are we gonna see Jar Jar or something like that?
I highly doubt it.
I mean, they seem to like to do that with these shows. Like
they definitely do.
They're like bringing in all the prequel actors and shit. Like they're reusing them and stuff like that. So, I mean, Jar Jar's part of Star Wars, like it or not.
Yes.
So who knows?
It's true.
They already got Ahmed Best in the show. They're paying him.
You can just roll him over.
Yeah, just put on your Jar Jar Binks voice and say like, "Misa save Grogu." So it could be. But I know like all these scenes are like action scenes, whatever.
Yeah,
but it's like, I don't know. The action scenes are just so you have to. As I was watching it, I'm like, fuck, I really have to suspend my disbelief in this movie, like these shows, to be like, why did they let the space dinosaur bite another kid? And then the kid's swallowed whole and gets puked up alive.
For the babies?
For the babies. Not even like unconscious.
Yeah.
He's just like, ugh, I'm all slimy. And I'm just like, oh my fucking God. But then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I just need to suspend my disbelief because I say
Suspend it harder.
I say this all the time about horror movies. Like, what did you expect?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So it's like, what am I expecting? Like, this is going to be some cinematic masterpiece here?
No, it's just campy Star Wars.
Yeah, I gotta lower my bar. But like Andor raised my bar so high that it kind of sucks for Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, this definitely wasn't my favorite episodes. I mean, them pulling like the baby raptors out of the ship. I'm like, how did you get them in there?
Yeah,
that ship is not that large.
They're pretty big too. Yeah.
You guys just like all squish in there? What the hell?
Yeah.
And they're like biting and nipping, like, give us some food.
Yeah, like as if they wouldn't have just thrown them into the water.
Yeah, right.
So, anyways, yeah, I don't know. The whole Mandalorian culture just seems so dumb to me. Like, that's the other thing too, is like, okay, they go to do this thing. They're like, we'll camp out down here and we'll go up later in the day. We're going to spend the night out here.
Yeah. And
she's like to the Mando, like, how do you eat when people are around with your mask? And he's like, oh, you don't. You go off in the fucking darkness and go eat by yourself. And so she gets up to leave and the guy's like, no, you're the leader of this expedition. You get the honor of sitting by the fire. And I'm just like, wouldn't anyone finish eating, coming back, see her face?
That's what I was thinking too.
Like, what is this? What are they doing? Like,
they all have to like
they have to wait, and
check.
she's like, "Hey, I'm done. Come on back. I'm done eating. It's cool."
Yeah, they all just radio check, put their helmets back on, radio check, done. Yep, we're done.
Good Lord, man. Yeah, they're just making up the whole Mandalorian culture as they go, and it's not really working for me.
They probably are. Yeah,
they definitely are.
This definitely wasn't one of my favorite episodes by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, it was about the same as any other one I've seen, really, to me.
Yeah, but that was that episode of Mando.
Yeah,
nothing really happens.
No,
there's a little backstory here, a little backstory.
I enjoyed
there,
the backstory part the most.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Because as I was watching, I'm like, holy shit, it's Jar Jar. That's crazy. So, I didn't really watch anything else except American Dad, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But I was like, you know what? I never finished Rings of Power. I should go back and finish Rings of Power.
Yeah.
And I started watching an episode where they were in their little village or whatever, and the orcs were coming.
Yep.
And Bronwyn is there, and the elf guy's there,
yep.
And then he kicks down the tower, and somehow they rigged it up that if he kicked a rock, it would knock the whole tower down. Or no, he shot an arrow and it knocked the whole tower down on the orcs. And then he kicked a rock off the edge and it drew a log and blocked them in with the door.
Yeah.
And then they go back to the town and they're rallying the troops and like, we got arrows and we'll fight them all. And, you know, they fight them and then it's like they're not actually orcs. It's all the humans that like...
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, we were killing ourselves. And then they go in the inn and they're like all scared and whatever. And I just was like, man, fuck this show. And I just stopped watching. I was like, this episode is terrible.
I liked it all.
I had to stop watching. It was just bad. I don't know what it was, but I just was like, oh my God, this is so stupid. It was when they were like doing the Rambo on Bronwyn's wounds and she's bleeding from her arrow. And she's like, seeds. And then the elf takes his vial of seeds out and mixes it with her blood and puts it on the wound. And then they burn the wound. I just was like, what are they even doing? And I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm not watching anymore.
You couldn't suspend your disbelief hard enough.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was just like, what is this? Is so dumb.
Yeah, a lot of people hated that show.
I liked most of the episodes up to this point, but at that point, I was like, why am I watching this?
Yeah, so, there's a lot of hate for that show.
I liked Galadriel, and I liked Elrond, and like whatever Glowing or whatever the dwarf's name was. I liked all that stuff, but this episode was like stupid. I don't know. I like Bronwyn, but I don't know. This episode was bad. Maybe it's just this episode or something.
Yeah, it could just be.
I should go back and watch the other ones because there's only like 2 left after this or something like that. So I may as well do it.
Yeah, that's pretty late in the game.
Yeah, I know.
Show. Yeah, they're talking about like rebooting the entire thing.
They should.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just like, I don't know. It didn't go well.
It definitely didn't go well. I mean, I like the entire thing, but yeah, I'm definitely not in the majority on that one.
Yeah. That I also saw when I was on Prime. Like, I never finished watching The Wheel of Time, but that's even worse than the Rings of Power.
Yeah.
Like, I like the Wheel of Time books and everything, but like that show when I was watching it, I was like, holy fuck, this is just bad. Just terrible. So.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. I guess I'll finish it off. See, I mean, I already know the twist and everything, so I got spoiled somewhere along the way about what's his name, that the human guy that was with Galadriel and everything.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks that I know what's happening, but yeah, I don't know.